Hello and welcome to today's collective video. This is specifically for twin flames. Those on it, on that twin flame journey. This is just what you need to know. Clarify things, see if there's anything important, which usually there is. And really kind of also point out what you're really doing good at also, like what is a job well done, to point out, so that you can just kind of give yourself a pat on the back, because I'm getting a lot right now with this reading. It's going to be directed around doing things, around action oriented, and around burnout. There's been a lot of balancing of energies, whether you withhold from giving your energy or you give your energy. There's been about tuning in with your heart space, your heart chakra, what it means for you to belong to not only like community, but also belong within yourself. So there's a lot of introspective things happening for you, a lot of different what is happening with you, less focus on whoever it is your partner is. There's this really amazing lifting of this focus that makes you focus on your partner, and you're now refocusing on yourself and redirecting that focus so that you can tune into what it is that you need right now. And that helps you align a lot more effortless with your partner, because the more you kind of disattach or release attachment of things that no longer are worthy of being with you or no longer relevant for you in the present moment, helps you get what you desire to be with your twin flame partner a lot more effortlessly, because it is tying you to the past. It's like a lot of weight. Imagine an airplane. They have to have a certain amount of weight. There's a weight limit for the baggage specifically. Like, I'm sure you all have had that moment where you're like, oh no, is it too much luggage or is it too little if you've gone on an airplane? It's kind of like that. That's what's happening with being kind of tied with the past. And I'm getting it has to do with being with other partners that weren't your twin flame, and how they affected or how they influenced the way you saw yourself, the way you saw your emotions, the way that you, more than anything, the way that you contributed to those relationships via emotions. And there is something about taking and re-empowering yourself in the now, with seeing who you are in the now. And there's a lot of, I'm getting forgiveness that needs to happen for yourself, to forgive yourself, to allow yourself that space, to also acknowledge that there might be still some wounds within your emotional body, within your emotional self, that need to be seen and heard. The emotions right now that you're having a bit of a hard time dealing with or controlling or managing, I'm getting those are emotions that can be, if you would like to, choose to look into with shadow work, self introspective. I would really, really recommend going very slow and going very mindful, as if it's, you're healing kind of an infection. You can't heal the infection, or you can't heal the wound, or that place of hurt just in a day. It's going to be within a consecutive amount of time. But it's kind of this releasing of the stubbornness to hold on to the past, especially when the past was painful and it made you feel less than. That's fair to point it out, but it's also fair to release it and to say, you know what, that did happen in the past. Let me remind myself once again, the present is way different. I am in control of myself. I am in control of what I need to be. I'm managing what I need to be. I am balanced in what I need to be. Reminding yourself, like in the present moment, that you got it under control, okay? Like, that's the title of the video. I wish I had something to write on. But you got it under control. That's what really is happening, is with your emotions. This whole, I'm getting, it's like you're looking at them in a whole new way. You're honoring them in a whole new way. It's like this person's holding the cup, and I don't know why, but it's standing out to me. It's like they have both of their hands wrapped around the cup, making me think that more than anything, the emotions that once you were like disgusted about, now you're realizing the importance of those emotions. You're realizing that all along they were totally fine. It's just that whole being tied to the past with events that deal with people who are no longer relevant, that deal with actions that no longer are happening. It kind of is a mind flip-flop kind of game. It reminds me actually of, as human beings, how we see life is what I've learned from anatomy, I think, is that the visual, we're like actually flip-flopped. So like, I don't know how it works, but kind of like a camera, it kind of flip-flops the image, and then, I don't know, something like that. I can't really explain it, but it's like this interesting mirror effect where it's like a reflection, but it's like, imagine it's like a reflection, right? You're looking at a mirror, but also you're upside down instead of right side up. So everything that you thought was right side up is really upside down, and everything you thought that was upside down is really right side up. So what I'm getting is like, all along this, like, you have this really inner strong connection to your intuition. All along it's been telling you how to handle your emotions, and it's kind of like interesting because I'm seeing a lot of interferences or distractions from other people, and this more so is like a challenge for you to have that discernment, that there's like this very interesting discerning muscle that I see you really working. Like, it's some really good biceps, you know. I see you really like pumping some iron, you know. I get it, me too. If I would show you my bicep. It's pretty, yeah, baby. Anyway, but I see you like really working with this really kind of, it's like the discerning muscle is connected to your emotional body. So maybe more than anything, you're like working out your emotional body with discernment. And that's really allowing you to see how strong and capable you are of handling these feelings, these emotions that once you were like really ashamed of. Now you're like starting to realize, like, wow, I'm very proud and worthy of this. You know, you're really starting to see and shape and change that perspective of yourself, of this feeling. Like, imagine, instead of feeling shameful of it, you find a way to embody it. You find a way to really make it so that that's yours, because it is yours. It's your emotion. You know, you are the only one who can like dial this type of emotion a certain way, right? So imagine using some kind of like creativity, some kind of passion. Imagine using something to express this emotion that really it promotes and uplifts manifestation, promotes and uplifts dreams and goals that you want, like people that you want to meet, places you want to go, jobs you want to have, money that you want to have, the things that you really, that give you hope and give you inspiration and give you that drive and strive. that's what that whole like learning how to master your emotion with this like discernment is going to be so useful, because that is really, I'm getting what's kind of like aligning you and your twin flame so much more closer than ever before, like at the tip of your fingertips, right? It's the minute, it's the present moment you decide to change, you decide to choose to change, because that's really what makes or breaks someone, of like, are they going to stay the same or are they going to be different? It's the choosing to stay the same or choosing to be different. That yes or no. Just know if you say no to one thing, no wait. If you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another thing. So make sure that when you say yes to that one thing, that's what you want. So it might also be in tune of like, maybe there's multiple people that you think are your twin flame. I get it. Like, it is very confusing. It's very much so. If you find out what's up with you, like what you want, the type of person that aligns with you, just in general, like the more that you're authentic in terms of expressing yourself, the more that like the puzzle pieces will fall into place. And it's not you playing this puzzle, or it's not you putting this puzzle together, okay? Like, you are the puzzle. Oh my gosh, wait. Maybe you are the puzzle and you are the puzzle master. Like, you're the one who's putting the puzzle together. I don't know why, but I'm getting this image of like someone who's discovering who they really are. And it's really cool. Like, it's like you're like, I'm getting like you're gonna kind of feel really impressed with yourself with this, really the handling of these feelings that were really hard for you to manage once. Especially, yeah, because I'm getting that they're feelings that are directed with tower moments, with really chaotic kind of stuff that happened all at once. And like your life kind of crumbled and you went down to bottom and you have to work your way up. Know that like working your way up, when you do that, it's not going to take as long as it was before. Like however many times you were before. You gain the intelligence and it will stick. Like, intelligence does stick, it's embodied, but it's kind of like you have to wake up that embodiment. It's like a fire that maybe is kind of going out, like a campfire. So you have to kind of stir it, stroke it, get calcifer going, and soon enough it'll be roaring. But it's the minute that you choose to interact, I'm getting, with this fire, with this feeling, is the minute that things start to happen. So those feelings that you're kind of procrastinating on getting to know, just kind of tune into those more and more, know that, because I'm getting that this feeling of fear in my stomach, know that feeling is, know that you're in a safe place, right? When you're in control of yourself, when you're able to manage. Now, if you're feeling like you're not in control of your emotions, absolutely, if you can, separate from whatever is attached to you, and causing your emotions to be chaotic. I love to go to the bathroom personally, or outside. Like, I have to get out. I have to separate a lot of the times for me personally when I get like, my emotions are like chaotic, and I do not want my emotions to be chaotic. And I'm like, why am I mad all of a sudden? I need to leave. That separation allows you to gain control once again of you. And that's the most important thing. Okay. The focus of other people, yes, that totally does happen. But the person that you really want to focus on is yourself, to be able to ground and remind yourself that you are safe being yourself in the present moment. okay? And if you're not safe, please, please, please get to a safe place where you can, um, because it is absolutely your right to be your authentic self. You know what I mean? Like, that is you. And another person saying otherwise is so false. It is so untrue. It is so beyond unnatural that it's like, no, you are not correct. Okay. You have no right to say anything about me because you're a person just the same as me. Everyone is just the same as everyone else. Okay. We're living, we're breathing, and then we're dying. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. We focus on ourselves. Focus on yourself, especially with emotions, is what I'm getting. Because, yeah, what just came to mind is the whole emotional fulfillment, the whole codependency, where it's like you're relying on someone else to feel good about yourself. Imagine if you find a way to feel good about yourself without anyone else. Someone else comes along, you're like, oh yes, let's go party it out. You know, maybe they leave. You still find ways to be okay because you are satisfied by yourself without anyone else. And that's kind of like being alone but not lonely. You know what I mean? It's nice. Yeah, like being comfortable in being you. It's so hard to do though. Okay, so if you're like, easier said than done, I get it, right? Yo, I'm so there with you. But know that you're not alone when it comes to still trying to figure this out, because I'm getting that also there might be other people online or in your life locally, in person, where they might have some cool input about dealing with emotions. If you really like want to see how other people deal with it, because I personally love how other people live. I'm like, yes, I love that idea. Ooh, can I take that tip? Yes, thank you. Let me try this out, you know? Because like really though, trying things out helps figure out what opportunities really are opportunities and then what isn't. But it's kind of, I'm getting the whole aspect of continuing on, finding that motivation, that hope, that inspiration, that drive to keep going. Because there might be some times where you're finding the emotional burnout to be like, oh my gosh, this is so intense. And you know what? It's true. It is intense. You're on the twin flame journey. This is like your phoenix is rising, someone else's phoenix is rising, and then you'll like unite, and it's a big old phoenix. You know what I mean? But it's other things too. But really, though, this is like you're waking up to yourself in ways like the dark night of the soul. If you have not looked into the dark night of the soul, guarantee that if you look into it, there is going to be some helpful advice. Personally, I haven't in a while, so this is a good reminder for me too. So yeah, like I'm not the only one. I'm not. No, me too. All right, you know what it's like. I hear it. I hear it. Because there is something about just. It's like watching dust build and build, and you're like, I know I have to dust. I know I have to. But there's parts of you that feel like it's going to take forever. And you're like, no, no. Here's this I need to do. Here's this I need to do. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, fine. And you do it, and it doesn't take that long. And it's clean, and you're like, why did it? It didn't take that long to do it, for the job to get done, but like, it's that inner discernment, I guess, you know? Like, I'm getting, because that's where it's like the maturity aspect too of handling your emotions. I get it, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just don't want to do stuff. Sometimes you're like, I know I really need to look into this certain emotion. I know I really need to look into why I react this certain way. 'Cause it doesn't, it's kind of like it feels like it's not you, or it feels like that's like something that's so random. Like, you're like, I'm usually not like that. That's the kind of thing that's like needing to be cleaned up. I get it though. All right, we have hidden enemies, survival. Ooh, okay, yeah. When we are in survival mode, our nervous system is out of whack. The frontal lobe of our brain, which controls our judgment and the ability to see the bigger picture, isn't functioning as it should. Okay, so the emotions, like judgment, emotional judgment, how's that going? I got my work cut out for me, you know what I mean? Okay, this can also manifest as root chakra issues. The root chakra is our lowest energy center and it deals with concerns about safety. As I mentioned earlier, like when you feel out of control in your emotions, finding a way to separate and ground yourself, and breathe. When I say ground, I mean breathe. Breathe, man, breathe. And, have that affirmation of, I am safe being who I am in this present moment. Something to really tie you to being safe and being your authentic self. And even going as far as to expressing your authentic self if you want, with that affirmation. Okay, take time to ground yourself. Okay, take time to ground yourself and really listen to your body. What makes you feel safe in your body and the surrounding environment? Give yourself those things today. Yeah, so definitely, friends, definitely with your journey, the focus really is honing in on you, and honing in more than anything on handling your emotions. I'm getting the handle is going to be a lot more delicate, a lot more mindful, aware, specifically aware of your emotional body. So if you like assignments, right? Because I do. I always like to work on stuff. But if you would like an assignment, if you want homework, here it is. There is a great push for you to, when you go about your day, normal activity, day to day, don't change your schedule. Tune in and be aware of your emotional body. And there's going to be these small moments that really make you just kind of second doubt yourself of like, am I really that awesome? Yes, you are. Am I really that worthy? Yes, you are. There's going to be instances where your emotions really are going to tank, like they are going to go down to the bottom of the sea, right? And it's this whole notion to stop the motion. Ooh, let's get some ramen going. So the notion of stopping the motion is to choose to separate from whatever is causing you to feel defensive, to feel this insecurity in your safety, to feel as though that there's something wrong with you being whoever you are, however it is that you are being. And there's this kind of like when you get to that separation, to find a way to ground and breathe and tune into your present body. And so that means your physical, your emotional, your mental. It's a way to see where you're at, because it's like a really it's a time where you could make quick decisions. It's a time where you might make really harsh judgments, okay? And it's fair, everyone does. But it's about controlling yourself when you get to that point. Because I'm getting that those judgments, you look back and you're like, that really was not me. That really was not That's not like what I'm intending to be like. It's not what I'm like first intended to put myself out there. Because I'm getting that these judgments are more so because you feel scared, because you feel fearful, because you feel unsafe. And it's this defense that you've had. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to, protect yourself. But I'm getting that there's times where you judge others and you are safe when you do these judgments, when you say these judgments. And so when you say these judgments, are they really fair judgments, or is it from a more painful part of you that really wants healing? And it's like so normal for someone to heal in a way of wounding others, um, this is like actually a really perfect cycle to be in, really, so you can get a handle of it, right? Because if someone isn't aware of giving pain to another and they keep doing it, it's just that. Even if someone is aware of them giving pain to another and they keep doing it, because there's something about breaking that cycle of you choosing to judge others based off of painful experiences, right? Because I'm getting that the focus really is on healing yourself, on putting ointment, there you go. I don't really know what the word is for the action, but putting ointment on the wounds, right? How can you put ointment on the wounds when you're giving judgments to others and you're like fighting in a battle, right? There doesn't need to be a battle anymore. There doesn't need to be a competition of who's the most authentic person or whatever, who's the most correct way of being a person. There's no more competition with that. The time is to put that ointment on, right? And to focus on separating from whatever battle that you were just in, okay? And I'm getting that it is an emotional battle, right? And that tuning into your emotions is so, so, so helpful. That focus. It's going to be steady. It's not going to be a really like boom, 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 and it's done. It's going to be like boom, 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 and continued on with the booms until somehow, some way within you, you align. You embody. You like get to a place where you're like so familiar with these feelings that once you were like putting to the side, you align effortlessly like best friends. Because to make a person like your friend, right, you're gonna need to know them over and over again in so many different situations, so many different environments. And so that's it. That is a reading. Yeah. So really, you got this. You're on this like journey to be with your twin flame. It's beautiful. It's effortless. It's everything that you wanted. And I'm getting that the most beautiful thing is that you are part of it. The most beautiful thing about your journey is you on the journey, is how much that you have evolved, how much you have blossomed into who you are, into discovering who you always have been. Let's not forget. you've always been this authentic, cool person, right? With emotions that are however your emotions are. You express them in the ways that you do. And sure, they might be chaotic. Sure, they might be really, whoa, that's like explosive, expressive. That's you. There's something about how it's like instead of like a volcano explosive, it's like a firework explosive, right? And it's like when you express this part of you, these feelings of you that once were really hard to express, but you express them in a way where it's like you, right? I'm getting that you're going to inspire also others. I know this is like a twin flame journey, but I'm getting that the others also include your twin flame. It's going to be like your twin flame and then also other people. You know, you might also inspire other fellow twin flame people, you know, people on their own twin flame journey. Yeah, you know, you expressing your authentic self, right? I'm getting is like fireworks of inspiration for those who really are also in that like needing that inspiration, needing that Mona Lisa, like, oh my gosh, yes, please. That Picasso. I don't know. Now I'm just listing names. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your presence. It is an honor to read for you. And I will see you in another video. Give yourself space, give yourself breath, and allow yourself that kind of, yeah, just enjoying enjoying your energy in the present moment. Like, that is such a treat. Let me tell you, cherry on top, baby. All right. Bye, everyone. I'll see you later.